The statistics are mind-blowing. 75% of drunk drivers will still drive on a suspended license. 1 in 3 people will be involved in a drunk driving crash in their lifetime. Drunk driving kills 28 people every day. Now, a new law on Delmarva aims to bring those numbers down. Today on Delmarva Live, you're going to find out what is changing and what everyone needs to know before hitting the road, whether you're drinking or not.
When we hit the road with man's best friend, we often strap them into a harness to keep them safe. But are you really doing any good? We'll share the findings from a first-of-its-kind study looking at the safety of those harnesses.
We also try to protect our pets from pests, but there's so many of the little creepy crawlies, and oftentimes you can't even see them with your naked eye. This afternoon, we're going to learn how to prevent parasite problems before they start.
Well, once this woman started on the tennis court, there was no stopping her. Tennis superstar Lindsay Davenport drops in today to talk about her memorable moments, how to get our little ones started on the court, and whether she thinks her little ones will follow in her footsteps.
Well, I'm no Lindsay Davenport, but I've been known to play a little tennis. Coming up next, I'll be taking on some of the sport's future stars. Hey!
And how many times do you walk into the fitting room only to walk right back out with a handful of clothes you will not be purchasing? Those days may soon be over. We're going to show you how technology is helping shoppers cut down on their second guessing and giving them a crystal clear picture of what works for them and what doesn't.
Delmarva Live starts right now.
Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Live from historic Studio D.
If you were in the Sussex County area yesterday, if you're one of the 4,000 people over in the Midway area, Route 1, I think, who are out without power, you can blame Mr. Squirrel. Yes, power companies say a squirrel got into one of the breakers and tripped the transformers, and that, of course, the lights were out, the traffic signals were out.
Made everything dark.
Yeah.
The good news is he's not going to do that again. Moving on this afternoon, the 5th time was the charm, kinda. NASA had to scratch 4 launch attempts from Wallops Island, not only because of weather conditions, but because there were boats in the area. There it went off this morning just after 4:30. This morning, the sounding rocket malfunctioned. They did get the launch off, but it crashed into the ocean 19 seconds after launch. Please understand, see that right there? That is why they don't launch until they know all the boats are out of the way. And just a reminder that, yes, this is rocket science. It just doesn't go perfectly.
You've been waiting forever to say that, haven't you?
You always say it's not rocket science. This is
rocket science. Well, to quote Yogi Berra, it was deja vu all over again. The Americans out of the World Cup against the second round by again in the second round.
Yeah,
by a 2-1 score. Yeah, this time Belgium. On the upside, Tim Howard set a record of 16 saves as the U.S. goalie.
Boy, he pulled off some incredible moves in that match.
Amazing.
Oh, well, next time around. Coastal Aquatic Swim Team hosted their first open water swim meet in Bival, sanctioned by Maryland and USA Swimming. 146 swimmers competed in the open water races. Now, the events include a 10-year-old and under half-mile race, an 11 and 12 and 13 and 14-year-old 1-mile race, and a 15 and older 2-mile race. This event was held in the Natticoke River, based out of Cedar Hill Marina in Bival. Teams traveled from as far away as Annapolis, Towson, and the Baltimore area.
Swimming a mile. Swimming.
And that's incredible.
That is
open
incredible.
water.
Yeah. Good for them. Congratulations. I've got a question for you. How would you feel if someone were to take over and change what you posted online or change what you read that was directed to you without your expressed permission?
Now, how would you feel if the response to your complaint was that you had forgotten that you had given permission? Were you part of the hundreds of thousands that Facebook experimented with without even knowing it? Well, you may not like the answer.
A secret experiment carried out by Facebook is causing an uproar among its users. The Facebook feeds of nearly 700,000 users were filtered to feature more positive or negative content.
Based on certain keywords, like excited, they're going to either make them more positive or more negative. And what they found is that the way that people talk on Facebook tends to impact the way that users feel.
The study, which was published recently, took place over the course of a week in January of 2012. It was conducted by 2 universities and Facebook's data sciences team.
They need to make sure that they understand their user base so that they can serve us more appropriate ads, which is the way that they make money and keep running.
Participants were never notified, and that angered many.
They tend to find that, hey, Facebook is about me and my friends. It's not supposed to be manipulated in some way.
But every user essentially grants the social network permission to conduct these kinds of experiments when they create their accounts.
There really isn't much recourse other than going to Facebook and deleting your account.
In a statement, Facebook told CNET that it does research to, quote, make the content people see on Facebook as relevant and engaging as possible. A big part of this is understanding how people respond to different types of content, whether it's positive or negative in tone. Facebook also says it has a strong internal review process, but that may do little to ease users' concerns over future testing.
I don't know. Do you read the user agreement when you sign up for things like Facebook?
When it comes to agreements like that, they're so long, I try to skim over it, but I never read it completely.
You never read it. And then if you get an update, it can change.
Yes.
Yeah, and you agree to it again.
Now, on one side, being the devil's advocate here, I can understand why they would do it without notifying anybody, because that's going to change their reaction. So I can see that, but still. And it's free. It's not like you pay for your Facebook.
I know. But it's a take it or leave it kind of thing. So.
Yeah. If they're going to change what somebody says to me, I'd like to know it. Well, one thing we do know is that animals can do just about anything.
Oh, yeah.
Including playing some pretty popular instruments with just a little help from their friends. Now, if you listen carefully, you'll notice Mr. Ed here is doing pretty good. The problems come in when the guy can't get the notes right. How about playing the guitar?
Aww.
Well, see, his human's doing just fine. He's getting the chords right. He's just not playing them fast enough.
That is adorable with a capital A.
With a capital A.
Well, our pets have so much talent. We just have to discover it. And this time of year, you may have discovered some unwanted pests on your furry friends. Still ahead on Delmarva Life, from fleas to ticks, even mosquitoes, dogs and cats can pick up a host of health problems from these tiny creatures. Find out how to keep them protected, and they certainly need it, even if they don't take a step outside. We'll tell you why.
Protecting your dogs from getting hurt in a car crash should be as simple as strapping them in with a harness, right? Or is it? We've got the results from the first of its kind crash test and tell you why it may be a while before safety measures like this are required in cars.
Well, getting the right fit sometimes requires several trips to the fitting room while shopping, and even then, sometimes you're not happy with the way it fits. We're going to show you how technology is helping out with what's called virtual fitting rooms.
But first, despite campaigns to make people aware of how dangerous drunk driving is, it's still a big problem across the country. Here on Delmarva, there's a new law aimed to tackle that issue. You're going to find out what it is, plus who one man can thank for saving his life after he admitted driving drunk. Delmarva Life. We'll be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and LG dealers, and State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.